When the day is done, I'll be coming to get you. With the rising sun, they'll be calling you brand new. When the day is done, we'll be out in the open, and the time will come when I'll never have to ask again. Ooh, I'm yelling up and we can't wait no more. Ooh, I'm coming after you. It's crash and burn, over and over, in a hardened world. I know you're trying to get through. When the changes come, we'll be higher than ever. At the final turn, that's when we'll return to life again. Ooh, I'm yelling up and we can't take no more. Ooh, I'm coming after you. Falling, I will lift you right back up again. Falling, oh, we can't go on. Falling, I will lift you right back up again. Falling, I will keep you strong. Hey, I will keep you strong. I will keep you strong. When the day is done, I'll be coming to get you. Come on! With the rising sun, they'll be calling you brand new. When the day is done, I'll be coming to get you. With the rising sun, they'll be calling you brand new. Ooh, I'm yelling up and we can't wait no more. Ooh, I'm coming after you. Falling, I will lift you right back up again. Falling, oh, we can't go on. Falling, I will lift you right back up again. Falling, I will keep you strong. Hey, I will keep you strong. I will keep you strong. Woo! Thanks so much, everybody. My name is Peter Katz, and I'm going to throw it over now to the amazing John Jorgensen. Jorgie.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everyone. Bonjour, privyet, ni hao, hola, konnichiwa, ego, and many other greetings. Isn't this something? Isn't this special? Right here, we have 6 continents of camps and camp friends, all in one place for a camp celebration. It's a tremendous pleasure to welcome you, even virtually, and I can feel energy right through this stream. For those that don't know me, my name is John Jorgensen. If you take the first part of my last name, you get Jorgie, and you're welcome to call me that. Along with Gabrielle Rail, Gabs, we will be your hosts for this party. Every one of us has a camp in our lives. Every one of us has a place that we think of as my camp, and a place that is for most of us our second home. Your camp and my camp is in many cases our entire camp world. Now, sometimes your camp might be located close enough to another camp where you can meet some campers from there. And some of you, sometimes your camp might even welcome people who are coming from other countries, and you get to meet them and become friends with them. And occasionally, like today, we get to see and to learn that your camp, my camp, our camp are really a part of a worldwide collection of camps. In this world, there are tens of thousands of camps on 6 continents that are a lot like our camps. At these camps, children happily live under the care and guidance of professional staff. These children laugh and play and learn and grow just like we do at our camp. The International Camping Fellowship, the ICF, is really an international camping family, a family that shares and grows together, a family that gets through difficult times together, a family that believes in the importance of building a bright future for its children. So it seemed like a good idea during these challenging times that we should get together as a family and remind ourselves that a family gets through hard times. It keeps a strong spirit, it keeps together, and it keeps trying. We know that some camps in some countries are operating, and they're busy right now. We also know that some camps have reduced or modified their program because of the health crisis. And we know that some camps have been forced to close, at least for now. So we thought that now is the right time to seize the moment and celebrate the best things about camp. We want to celebrate camp, celebrate family, celebrate friends. It's time to remind ourselves that together we are stronger. And it's time to look ahead to brighter days when we can all meet again in person at camp, our camp. Today we have a short but a very packed program. We'll meet some campers and staff from around the world. We'll tell some camp stories, sing some camp songs, and see some camp pictures. Thanks to Camp shows us that your camp is my camp, and our camp is bigger and brighter than we could ever have imagined. I hope you've made your Thanks to Camp signs. Keep it handy because we're going to share them together later on. But first, let's take a little camp tour. Let's head to Russia and let's meet Anastasia Shelkinova. And Anastasia is a camper at the International Children's Center in Orleans. Привет, Anastasia.
Hello. The camp did change my life. Thanks to camp, I met my camp counselor who became my mentor. She helped me gain self-confidence. Thanks to her, I discovered my interest in working with children as an educator. And following her example, I want to be the best version of myself. At camp, I have found my passion. Camp gave me the most significant and valuable present, the understanding of what person I want to be, and what I want to achieve in my life. I feel more confident about my future.
Spasiba, Anastasia. So let's hop in our canoe and let's go for a paddle. Let's paddle across the Black Sea and down the Mediterranean and across the Atlantic Ocean to Venezuela. And let's meet Gonzalo Veloz. He is a director in Venezuela of MG Campamentos. Hola, Gonzalo.
Hola, Georgie. Hola, amigos. Thanks to camp, I found my passion. I had the opportunity to witness kids being kids and inspire them to be whatever they dream to be, giving them the safe space which they learn everything is possible. Camp is a place where you get to teach, but you get to learn. That's what is camp all about.
Thank you, Gonzalo. That was absolutely wonderful. My name is Gabrielle. Some people call me Gabs, and I'm one of the founders of Thanks to Camp. And I want to tell you a little story about how Thanks to Camp started. And it really started with an airplane ride. I also want to tell you why Thanks to Camp is more than a marketing campaign and why it needs to become an international movement. I was flying from South Africa back home to Canada. I was working at a camp, Camp Sizanani. And after the summer, I was tired, like a lot of camp people are after working at a summer camp. On the plane, it was very, very empty. Not many people were in seats. So I got to spread out a little bit. And I noticed a woman walking up and down the aisle, and she looked very, very pale. And so I kept watching her because I was concerned. And after a minute, she became faint and she fell and she hit her head. And so I jumped up, being the closest person to her, and I started performing first aid on this woman. She had cut her head and she was very dizzy. The air attendant asked if there was a doctor on board. And before I knew it, I saw 2 shoes, black, shiny shoes, standing beside me. And I looked up and I said, are you a doctor? And he said, yes. And I said, do you want to take over? He said, no, I will supervise. And so I continued first aid. The woman sat down. She was feeling better. And then I sat in my seat. The doctor came to me and asked if he could sit beside me. And he said, what are you? A nurse? And I said, no. Are you a med student? No. Then what are you? I say, I'm a camp director. And I was waiting for his response. And his response went really big and bright. He said, oh my goodness, a camp director? Of course you are. All camp directors are amazing. They are the best. They can do anything. This doctor was from Russia. And he was telling me about how his son and his grandchildren went to camp and how he loved camp so much. Growing up, when I would tell people as a professional, when I would meet somebody for the first time, they would ask me, what do? I would say, I'm a camp director. And usually the response would be, what do you do the rest of the year? Similar for our staff members. When our staff members tell their friends that they are going back to camp, their friends say, when will you get a real job? When campers tell their friends that they're going back to camp, their friends ask them, why? Why do you go back to camp? And usually campers say, I don't know. It's hard to explain. And I remember one parent telling me at the end of summer, and he said, I don't know what you do, but keep doing it. My daughter is doing great because of you. It is hard to talk about camp. Most people say, when they don't know what to say, is that it's just camp magic. It's hard to explain. My brother, who also went to camp as a camper and as a staff member, once told me, camp is like a good magic trick. Camp is a best kept secret. Nobody knows how we do what we do, but when they experience it, it's magic. A camp changed my son's life. After I spoke further with that Russian doctor, he looked at me and he held my arm and he said, do you know, a camp changed my son's life. Thanks to camp, he's now a confident man. We change lives. In some instances, we save lives. Camp are too important to keep secret. We have to tell our story. And thanks to camp, hashtag thanks to camp, can help change the way we talk about camp. If we think of every hashtag like a flashlight, it is something that helps light the path, sheds a light on potentially a movement. Every camper staff, parent, volunteer, alumni has a hashtag thanks to camp story. Here are just a few of those stories. And there are so many more. Together, we can make hashtag thanks to camp not a secret, but a movement. Please join us on the website thankstocamp.org to get your own toolkit to help promote not just camps talking about camp, but everybody that has been touched by camp. This is an important time for camps, but it's an even more important time for camps to be part of our world. Our world is hurting and camps can help. We need to spread our word, and together, by sharing our stories, we're going to be giving camp a voice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gabrielle. Thank you very much. Let's continue our tour. We're going to shine a flashlight on North America right now. So I'd like to introduce you to Sophie and Rowan Steele. They go to Camp Towingo in Canada, and they are going to share their Thanks to Camp message. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Rowan.
Thanks to camp, we have more confidence. I have more confidence to meet new people, try new things like archery, woodworking, and survival skills. Outside of camp, I have had the confidence to sign up for school activities, volunteer for leadership roles at school, and stand up for what I believe in. One of the things I love most about camp is the friendships. You meet people from all around the world and you build bonds that only camp can create. Also, the food is really good.
Thanks to camp, I've had the confidence to try new things like canoeing and archery, try new foods, and make new friends. Outside of camp, I've had the confidence to keep trying new activities like skiing, baseball, and trying out for my school musicals. One of the things I love most about camp is that it connects us with nature. I also love the times we get to spend with all of our cabin and the free times to be with our friends.
Thanks to camp, we have the confidence to be ourselves.
And you are a great pair of selves. Way to go. Thanks, Sophie. Thanks, Rowan. So maybe a sailboat. Shall we use a sailboat? We've got to get across the ocean again. This time, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Utku. And Utku lives in Turkey and also in England. And he's been a camper and a staff and a director, and he's now in business. Merhaba, Utku.
Merhaba, Georgi. And this is my camp sign. So thanks to camp, I have built a global family. Hello, everyone. My name is Utku, and I'm an alumni from Camp Future Stars in Turkey. And since early days of my childhood, I have had the privilege to be part of the camping world and participate in many local and international programs as a camper, counselor, director, and sometimes just as a visitor. And these experiences enabled me to connect and build friendships with other campers, camp professionals across the world. So today, wherever I travel, I have a place to stay, a friend to visit, and bread to share. In addition to these personal experiences, being part of this global family has also been very important for me professionally. First of all, I got my first full-time job in camping when I finished uni. Then my application was full of my camp experiences when I got accepted to one of the best universities in the world and moved to London. And then it was another camp program, Children of the World, that we delivered as part of the World Basketball Championship that helped me to get the job I love today and have been doing for the past 10 years. I have done projects in over 16 countries across 4 continents as part of my job. And thanks to camp, I've always managed to adapt to the local culture and build strong relationships with local people in those countries. Thanks to camp and this amazing global family, I've never felt alone wherever I lived in my life. And as I mature in life, I'm very excited to share my own experiences back with new generations to come and help the camping sector to grow and reach all communities around the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Utku. That's wonderful. And I think there's so many people that have similar stories where camp has influenced their lives into adulthood. And one of those people I know is Peter Katz. Peter and I are old friends, but more importantly, we are old friends that both also went to camp. He has had an experience as a camper and also as a staff member at camp. And in 2008, I asked Peter to write a song that expressed that feeling that it's more than just the activities, it's more than the buildings, that feeling that we all experience at camp. Not an easy job to do, but he did it nonetheless. And when Jorgi and I spoke about doing Thanks to Camp internationally, Jorgi had the wonderful idea to recreate the music video, Thanks to Camp music video. And I told Jorgi, it might be hard to get so many videos last minute. And before we knew it, we had 50, 60, 70 videos that were rolling in from around the world, which just both made us very, very, very happy. Without further ado, I would like to introduce my dear, dear friend, Peter Katz, and the very new, first time aired, international Thanks to Camp music video.
Gab, here we go. How can I explain what I take away when the autumn falls and we go our separate ways? What is it exactly? Or how can I describe all that I discovered by that fireside? Some things aren't defined. Some things they're just right. 'Cause it's more than the green of trees. It's more than the summer breeze. The smell of rocks and water washing over me. It's more than the orange fire. It's more than the fishing wire. It's more than the cabin walls or that morning bird song call. It's something you can't touch, but you can hold so dear. Lying in that field, sleeping with the sky, something bound between us without us knowing why. And from that moment on, nothing could undo the feeling of belonging that would always be true. Some things don't need words. Some things they just work. 'Cause it's more than the green of trees. It's more than the summer breeze. The smell of rocks and water washing over me. It's more than the orange fire. It's more than the fishing wire. It's more than the cabin walls or that morning bird song call. It's something you can't touch, but you can hold so dear. And maybe it's not much, but I'll be back next year. I'll be back next year. All right, everybody. As Gab said, we need to let the world know just how important camp is. We can't keep this secret anymore. The reason that I play this guitar is because when I was 11 years old, I was standing on the porch of my cabin, and my camp counselor, who I admired so much, was playing that guitar. And he stopped playing that guitar and he held it out to me and he said, "Would you like to try?" And because I was at camp and I was in a place where I felt safe in my life, I said yes. I may have not said yes had I been at school or other places where I didn't feel so safe, but because I was at camp, I said yes. And I played that guitar for the first time in my life. And now I get to have this career that I love, and it all started at camp. So we all have our stories, we all have those associations with camp, and we need to spread that word. So now's the time to get your signs up. Get your signs up, hold them up to the screen, and let people know what camp has meant to you. But we gotta start spreading the word. Oh, you look beautiful. And we're gonna do a little sing-along. You're just gonna sing along at home. You're gonna sing these words to yourself. And it goes like this. Oh, it won't be long till the summer comes. Till the summer comes. Oh, it won't be long till the summer comes. It's more than the green of trees. It's more than the summer breeze. More than the orange fire. It's more than the fishing wire. Oh, it won't be long till the summer comes. Till the summer comes. Oh, it won't be long till the summer comes. Oh, it won't be long till the summer comes. Love all those signs, everybody.
Thank you so much, Peter.
My pleasure.
How wonderful. Look at all these signs. I saw signs and I saw some tears, which I also had a little bit of. Thank you so much, Peter. And I also want to say thank you to Tom Knowlton, who edited this video last minute for all of us, because we got so much great footage coming in. So a big thank you to Tom. And that's not the entire video. We're going to be launching that video later on today, so make sure that you share that from our Instagram or Facebook feed at thankstocamp or on our ICF platforms. Thank you so much, Tom, for the work that you did. And Peter, I want to say thank you to you. And I also want to say that I hear that you have a new album coming out and that we can check that out on Apple Music or Spotify, and we can pre-save. And I'd like to support you that way. So thank you for sharing your time with us, as well as you can follow Peter at Peter Music, or you can go on his website at peterkatz.com. So thank you so much, Peter, once again, for sharing your talent and your voice and giving a voice to camps today.
My great pleasure, Gab. And just to clarify, it's at Peter Katz Music on the socials.
There you
Thank
go.
you so
Thank
much. My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you to Tom. Thank you to Gabs. And behind the scene, right, helping us today are more volunteers. And I know many of you are volunteers for ICF as well. So thank you for all you do and all you have done and all that you are about to do in the month of August to give camps a voice. But first, let's take a little short trip from Turkey to Greece. We've used a canoe and a sailboat. It's so short, let's use a stand-up paddleboard and we can go to Greece and meet Ileana Toledo. And Toledo, Ileana is at Delphi Camp. And she has been over 10 years as a camper and it is now her first year as a staff member.
I'm Liana. I've been a camper for many years, since I was 6, and this is my first year as a counselor, and I'm really excited about it. So my sign was thanks to camp, I learned to find more creative solutions. In my camp, we do theatrical plays, and every time we had problems about finding items that we needed, like maybe costumes or I don't know, guitars, anything. And at first, it was really difficult for me to think how to make things realistic and everything. But year after year, I found out that you just have to be a little bit creative and you can find solutions for everything. And that helped me a lot, not only during camp season, but also in my everyday life. I became more practical and I learned to think more out of the box. So I'm really thankful for that. And I think it's great. That's very great.
Thank you very much, Ileana. You know, when we decided to have this party around the world, we knew that some people would need to be up very late. I know Masako from Japan and Ruth from China are up at midnight in order to participate. And in Australia, it is after midnight. But we wanted to hear from the camping people from Australia. And so we are able to reach out to a recording from Pete Griffiths, who is the CEO of the Australian Camps Association. And he's prepared a message before he went to bed.
Hello to all of our friends and colleagues in the International Camping Fellowship. Pete Griffiths here, CEO of the Australian Camps Association. And even though I can't be there in person to join you for the launch of the Thanks to Camp campaign, I did want, on behalf of our board and our members down here in Australia, to send our best wishes and full support to the campaign. Now is the perfect time to talk about the value of camps. Already here in Australia, teachers were reporting their number one challenge was balancing the need to teach curriculum with the need to look after their students' mental health. And this has only been exacerbated in a period of social isolation, lockdown, and remote learning. Now we know that camps are excellent at increasing efficacy, increasing connection to peers, increasing connection to schools, and most importantly, decreasing anxiety. We also know that schools are coming around to the position that academic learning is not the be-all and end-all of school. It's also critically important to help students prepare for tertiary study and future employment by focusing on personal development, the very things that camps are so excellent at doing. So we know that when we do get a chance to get back out there and into nature, fresh air, with our friends and colleagues and our staff at camps, they'll be a fantastic weapon against the stresses and strains brought upon by COVID-19. And like everybody, I'm sure we are well prepared, looking forward to the day when we can have our groups back out and again in the outdoors. So my message is hang in there. We know we've got the right answer to the question at the moment. It's just a matter of getting the opportunity to get past this particular challenge and get out into the outdoors. In the meantime, let's push thanks to camp. All the best. Cheerio from Australia.
Thank you, Peter. I'll need to call you when you wake up and tell you that it was great. You know, we're coming to the end of our program. I'm a little bit sad, like it's the end of camp, but I'm also a little bit glad because this is really the start of our campaign. And the great thing is, as the start, this is like the first day of camp as well. We have the whole session ahead of us. Now is the time that we start to tell others what they missed here today and also what they can still be part of. We all know that the power of spoken word and that the most effective method of communicating with and influencing other people is word of mouth. That's why Thanks to Camp is so easy. It's so effective and so important. When we say thanks to camp, we are speaking personally. We're speaking from the heart, and we're telling our camp story. And almost every camp story is one where camp has made a difference in lives. It's made a difference to campers who better understand and discover who they truly are by being at camp. Most importantly, they develop the life skills that they need in order to become the best version of themselves at camp. Thank you, Anastasia. It's made a difference to staff who discover their best version includes helping campers become their best version of themselves. Staff learn skills about living and leading in community that become lifelong skills far beyond their time at camp. Thank you, Ileana. And it's made a difference to alumni who have carried those skills and learnings from camp into the successes in the rest of their lives. Those successes are many. Success in career, success in community, success in family, success in personal health and well-being. Thank you, Itku, and thank you to Gonzalo. Now, if we can put all these stories in one place, those success stories of campers, staff, and alumni, then camps can have a voice that is loud and clear as the loudest and clearest camp chant or camp cheer or camp sing-song. It's a voice that can be heard all around the world. It's a voice that cannot be ignored. The people that need to hear it: educators, policymakers, reporters, healthcare professionals, and families who are wondering if camp is really that important. We know how important camp is, how vital it is at this time, especially at this time for children and for all of us. Camps are ready and they're waiting in countries all around the world. And camp is bigger than just our camp. Camp is a whole world. And as Gab says, this can be a powerful movement. The camp story is our collective story. It's because of camp that we have stories to tell. And it's with thanks to camp that we can tell those stories. And because the world needs camp, we must tell those stories. If we can follow Gab's suggestions and post our love of camp onto social media, camp pictures, camp messages, camp stories with the hashtag #ThanksToCamp, then just imagine how loud that camp voice can become. Camps are already preparing for next time you can come home to camp. Camp associations are already working to help the camp community in their country in every way they can. They need our voice and our help to make a difference. We have a song, And the chorus goes, we can make a difference, you and I. We can make a difference if we try. We can't gather around the campfire in person right now, but let's all gather around the hashtag thanks to camp. And let's give camp a voice. Be safe, take care of one another, and keep singing until we meet again.
Well, that's the end of the official program, everybody, but I saw one more song. So we might as well, for those of us that are on here, we might as well do one more. So if you gotta go.
That would be wonderful, Peter.
It's like camp, no one wants to say goodbye.
Nobody wants to go. The parents are all lined up waiting to pick up the kids, and we're saying one more song. So yes, Peter, if you're willing to share, we're willing to listen.
Of course I am. Absolutely. Always happy to. Let me just put this thing back on here. And what a beautiful event, you know. Thanks to everybody for putting this together.
Yes.
It was so, I didn't want to, at the ending there, I didn't want to stop playing because it was just so beautiful seeing all the spotlighted videos, and it was absolutely beautiful. So yeah, just honored to be part of this. I'm going to play a new song for all of you that maybe is appropriate right now. Gab mentioned that I have a new record that's coming out, and we've put out a couple of the songs so far. And this is the very first of those new songs that I put out. And I feel like it's kind of connected to what we're talking about here today, is that this is a song about, you know, one of those moments where one of your biggest fears comes true, and you're sort of knocked down. But it's in those moments that you actually really learn what you're made of. It's in those moments that you actually discover who you are. So even though this song is about, you know, sort of a low moment in my life and what I discovered about myself in that moment, I really think that applies to all of us, you know. Part of what camp does is it doesn't bubble wrap us, right? It takes the bubble wrap off, and we have these experiences and we fall down and we scrape our knees or whatever the things that are happened, or sometimes we have the emotional challenges and learning to get along with others. But it's in those moments that we really start to build our character, we build our resilience. And so this is really a song about resilience, and it's called Paper Thin. So here you go. I can barely even talk about it now, but I don't know any other way out. I have pushed myself so hard for all these years, still it's not clear what for. And all the roads I drive no longer lead me home. I could fill an ocean with all that I don't know, and I was safer in the end insides of those walls. But that's not all there is. Ooh. I know everything falls apart. Ooh. Just wasn't ready for life to hit that hard and like the narrow space between the start and the end, or the mirror that is now and then, or the insides that are showing through my skin. The paper thin, and when your biggest fear it ends up coming true, that's when you find out what you have inside of you. And I am braver than I ever could have known. These days have shown that to me. Ooh. I know everything falls apart. Ooh. Just wasn't ready for life to hit that hard and like the narrow space between the start and the end, or the mirror that is now and then, or the insides that are showing through my skin. The paper thin, I feel my eyes adjusting to the dark, and I can see the light of far off stars. If I let myself get far enough away from the city of our lives, and like the hold I never really have, I'm getting older. It's not all in my hands, but I will not be afraid of the insides that are showing through my skin. I'm paper thin, I'm paper thin now, I'm paper thin now, I'm paper thin.
Thank you so much, Peter. And you can follow Peter at Peter Katz Music or peterkatz.com on his website. I just want to say thank you to everybody who participated, and for all of you that are going to be sharing your Thanks to Camp story. Remember, you can share more than one Thanks to Camp story, so do so. And again, mwah, mwah, mwah. Merci beaucoup. On vous aime. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, morning, and together we will be giving camp a voice. Have a nice one, everybody. Take care.